Hi, so my name is Marc Wren. I am the OT cybersecurity manager for Axians UK and Ireland.
My name is Ben. I'm the OT cybersecurity engineer at Axians.
Today we're going to go through some of the myths that are surrounding the OT cybersecurity world. So myth number one, the air gap. Does it exist or not?
It's a myth. The air gap doesn't exist. To explain the myth to begin with, the air gap is most people consider having an air gap when their OT systems do not talk or connect to any of their IT systems, and they believe that's the air gap and that keeps them secure. Where we want to dispel the myth there is under those statements, people aren't considering engineer laptops coming onto site, PLCs talking to off-site devices, and any other different factors of accessing the OT network, which would constitute not having an air gap.
Myth number two, deploying a firewall is going to solve all of my problems.
Myth again. So for solid cybersecurity strategies, you need to have defense in depth or Swiss cheese methods or multiple controls that help resolve a single issue or further issues.
IT and OT cybersecurity are the same thing, and therefore anyone can do it.
It's a myth. The technology might be the same, switches, firewalls, routers, servers, but the processes around it and the focuses are completely different and require different expertise. Well, on the nuts and bolts level of the technology and the techniques used, they are essentially the same thing from a security perspective. You're going to be working with switches, you're going to be working with firewalls, you're going to be working with IDS solutions. They're the same on both IT and OT. The main differences are going to be around how they use sort of the people, the processes, and the solutions essentially in different sectors. So OT is more going to be focusing on sort of operation availability and safety, and then all the processes around that, whereas IT are more around confidentiality, integrity, and making sure data is kept secure and not exposed to people that's not meant to be exposed to.
So as a end user in the UK, can I, and I'm critical national infrastructure, can I just pick any standard I want, or is there certain standards that I should be going?
So you want to be focusing on what competent authority or regulator is asking you to do and what standard they use or guidance they use to meet compliance. And that's where you really want to be focusing and start from. You can, but your competent authority or your regulator might question why you've done that, where they've got their own guidance and their own instructions that you can use to meet the compliance and what they're after.
Okay, so I've got nothing to do with North America. I should probably stick to my local.
Yeah. Stick with what your local competent authority or your local regulator is asking of you. So, for example, for the UK, NIST for critical national infrastructure and OG86 for COMA.
So my last kind of question is IT more important than OT?
No, because without the OT environment or the manufacturing or industrial environment, there will be no IT.